Watch your Power Morning, of course, you know how we do it. Anytime we take a seat, we have a conversation behind the scenes before we come your way. Good morning once more, or once again. My name is Roslyn Felly, and this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trade and Enterprise, Still and Still Food, Papa Perfie. Now, today I have my amazing guest seated here with me. Representing the NPP this morning is Honorable Ebenezer Nartey. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Roslyn.
How are you?
I'm not really fine.
Oh, why?
Because I have an unfinished business with you.
Which one?
You didn't invite me for your birthday party. And also, you are owing me. So,
am I owing you?
Yes. Even though you have given me where I can get it, I want yours in addition. Before I can get, I'll go and look for the direction you have given me.
Which one is it?
You see the way you have started.
Is it the thing that we chat about?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I can see it.
You can. Hey, everybody's saying it.
Because on phone I can't see it well.
Oh, really?
But now I can see it well.
I'm quite surprised, you know. I didn't even notice it was my daughter that told me first after 2 days. Then my sister also saw a picture of mine and asked me, what have I done? I said, I hadn't done anything. Then people started sending me messages when I do my post. People are like,
really?
Are you sure you haven't done anything? I haven't done anything.
But you're not taking note of it.
I think now it's very obvious.
They say, oh, I mean, your birthday is becoming, so she's been drinking milk.
But no, I'm not lying, though. Mine is true. Oh, yeah, it's true. 100% true.
As a born Catholic, I'll
Oh, it's true. It's true. It's
and
true.
we are in Lent too.
Oh, I'll show you. Did I send you the picture?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Okay, so I'll try and see if I can get some for you. If I do,
you can even share yours with me. Now, let me try for 3 days and see.
Oh, no. I hear you. That's Honorable Ebenezer Nartey. Representing the NDC this morning is Mr. Benjamin Kwashi. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning, Rosie.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Great. I'm fine, thank you. I didn't see any of you at the party. You know, the bloggers were posting.
Yeah.
But I didn't see you representing.
We had other things to do.
Okay.
But were you there yourself?
No, I don't know him.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know him at all. And once I don't know him, unfortunately, I can't be there.
Unfortunately.
Yes. So that's what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, so we have a lot that we will be talking about this morning. I think the very first one, which is the main thing, is to do with what happened in Adum on Friday, where a fire engulfed the market in Adum. Several people lost their livelihoods. And so as it stands now, they are just praying for a restoration. Fire service was able to put out the fire after 48 hours. It wasn't an easy thing. It took a lot. Now, some people have come and hit the fire service hard, saying that the fire service is not well equipped, and so the government will have to do more with regards to the Ghana Fire Service. Not just that, we also have heard that there are some rumors that are ongoing that certain people could lose their shops, but NADMO has come out to assure the shop owners that they will not lose their shops, rather their shops will be given back to them. And of course, about 600,000 Ghana cedis has been raised that will be given to some people that have lost their livelihoods through this fire. And this was said by the Ashanti Regional Minister. And of course, there's somebody else, or, you know, a philanthropic who wants to support some people and has said that he's going to give about 50 people 10,000 Ghana cedis each. We'll delve into that. And then we take a look into the mining sector. Galamsey has been a menace in Ghana. Last year, people went on the street to fight and also speak against Galamsey. This government decided to do something, but is it good enough? Now, one thing that the president has said is that once you are a member in the governance, you cannot take part in any mining activity whatsoever. Do you think it's a good call, or the government is being or the president is being too strict on his people? We'll take a look at that one as well. So I'll start with the newspapers for now, and I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper, and it reads the banner headline, "You can't be a miner in government." And this is from President Mahama to appointees. You can't be a miner in government. All right? is one of our topics for this morning. Renamed Tamale Airport after NADMO, Yana appeals to President Mahama. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Efficient shift system key to 24-hour economy success, KPMG says so. And Omni Basic Bank doubles profit to 314 million Ghana cedis. That's great. But you know what? Is their profit almost the same amount that was used for the party?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. One party. The Daily Dispatch newspaper is the next newspaper that I'm doing. Tension mounts in NPP. Nobody in NPP can silence me. Ajwa Safo was all. NPP's path to redemption lies in unity, not blame. NPP MP says so. And government must prioritize regular payments for waste management. This is from Zoom Lion. I don't know what my guests think about this, but I'm just wondering if Zoom Lion is doing enough to keep our country clean. I just want to know if Zoom Lion is doing enough, because we see Zoom Lion, but are we able to clear the filth as we are supposed to, knowing that one particular company has decided to take this on? It's not just them, well, the other companies who also have the contract though, but do you think that these companies are doing enough, knowing very well that the government is in support, and of course some sort of, taxpayers' money is also in there some way, somehow? I just want to ask briefly, Benjamin, do you think Zoom Lion and the other companies are doing good?
I think with Zoom Lion, we've always had this challenge with them, especially with the monies they take and how they remunerate their workers. I know that Manasseh Azuri has done a lot of work on that, and I believe that this government, if it wants to actualize what we said about employment, we need to look at it very well and ensure that Zoom Lion pays its workers well and get things done well. I think that there are other companies in sanitation stuff that are also coming on board.
Right.
I'm sure that will give them the competition that it is. As it stands now, over the years, there has not been any competition. So whatever they want, they do. I think that those days are numbered. And I'm sure that once other companies come on board, we should be able to ask them to do what they are supposed to do and hold them accountable to that.
Right. Benjamin, what about you? Ebenezer, sorry.
Yeah, for me, I think that it is long overdue as to how Zoom Lion. This is not personal, because he himself is my personal friend. But the fact of the matter is that most of the people who work with, especially those on the sanitation aspect, always complain. And sometimes I ask myself, just as we were talking about somebody doing a party, have so many companies. Zoom have so many companies, so many institutions. And it's like, it's a monopoly. Almost all we have about 5 additional, 6, if I'm not mistaken, other sanitation companies. But he controls all. You see somebody, an elderly woman between the age of 50, 55, to some extent 60, waking up at dawn, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, stripping the streets of Accra and some areas. And at the end of the day, for 6 months, 7 months, that person has not been paid. And for my information, not my information, as a former member of parliament, by the time you get the common fund administrator formula that they'll be sharing, there's a component of an amount that is being sent to the assemblies. And then there's some that all goes to Zoom Lion from the MP's common fund, as well as from the assembly common fund, straight. And you ask yourself, what is that money for? For 4 years, I've never had a call from Zoom Lion or any of his company saying that we are coming to do fumigation in your constituency, but we pay for fumigation. They did that one as common fund. Now, those are some of the issues that sometimes Manasseh talks about. And it is true. And so we are doing fumigation at the market. We are doing this here. We are doing this here. Meanwhile, money has been voted for. The question that we need to ask ourselves, if he gets the money, and if he doesn't get the money, where does the money go? Because it's being stated also on the administrator common fund letterhead If he doesn't get the money, where does the money go? And if he gets the money, who makes sure that the work is being done? Honestly, Rosalie, if you like, after the show, take your cameras and go from La Paz to Cocobot, their head office. Go and look at the refuse there. And then from Malam Junction to Agbogboroshi, just go and look at it. And all these major principal streets are in charge of Zone Lion. But when you get to first light, as I'm speaking with you now, the traffic light, huge of refuse there. One, and even though he has given some equipment to some of the assemblies that is donated by Zone Lion and all blah, 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 blah. Somebody will say that maybe the MNDCs are not in place. So, but honestly, MNDC, they are just a ceremonial representative of the president. All the work is being done by the coordinating director and the staff at the assembly. Yeah. For the MNDC, they'll just be bragging. Me representing president. Asa. But all the administrative work is done by the coordinating director. So if the MNDCs are not in place, still work must go on. But go and look at it. So for me, I always been fighting with him. That, Chief, you know you are my man. But some of these things. And look, when I was an MP, sometimes when they close from work, they will come to the house. Just go and plead for them to be paid. And you see some of them are ought to be my mother. 5 months, 6 months. To be paid by
Zoom Lion.
Yes. And then it got to a point they say, oh, now they have migrated some of them to YEA. Yeah. So YEA have a whole lot. But sometimes I was like, elderly women, oh.
Anyway, Nanaya Osapon has joined us. Nanaya, good morning, and he's representing Movement for Change. How are you?
Good morning.
I saw you on social media.
Hey, yes, my day.
Oh, you were at the party. The bloggers, you actually were one of the videos.
He represents Alan
Me?
At the party. Yeah. I saw him too.
No, me, why didn't you me? Yeah, that's okay.
So you were not there?
I watched it on social media too.
Okay. There's somebody looked like you there.
Hey. And yes, when you be on from Remini.
But Anna, what do you think about Zoom Lion, though?
Good morning to yourself. Good morning to my brothers. Zoom Lion is one organization I get sad anytime it's in the news, because it's an indigenous company. We had always said that we wanted to take charge of our own affairs. And we've given an opportunity to a Ghanaian to single-handedly take charge of our sanitation. And every now and then, we have issues of Zoom Lion in the news. Never been positive. I'm yet to read any positive news about Zoom Lion. The only thing I know is that he has a very good PR. And so when the news comes, they are able to find their way through the system. And then it dies off. But Rosalind is unfortunate. I have had the opportunity to work in a small town before, in the Ahafo area and in the Bono areas. And Zoom Lion's monies are deducted from source. If you read the Auditor General's report, they are deducted from source. The MPs and the district chief executives have nothing to say about it. When they have brought reports that he's not working, they don't get feedbacks. Then I asked myself one time, I said that who actually supervises and evaluates the work that is being done by Zoom Lion? Are we able to get to-date reports on the extent of the sanitation work he does? I believe that there is a disconnect between the sanitation ministry, or for that matter now, the agency, the local government. Why do I say this? Because you see, The sanitation people were those that give out the contract. The local government are those that does the payment. And so, whether he does the work given to him by sanitation or not, local government will pay.
Wow.
So there is supposed to be that connection. I think that Ghana is too big for Zoom Lion.
Okay.
And the MPs are to be blamed. The MPs. He's a former MP.
For what?
Most of his colleagues, they match up to his premises. He finances most of the activities. Ask him. If he will be honest enough this morning to Ghanaians. As they are about to mention the names of MMDCs, all right, for veterans and for their local government elections, whether or not the assemblies will accept the president's nominations.
Yeah.
You would see them line up in his house and in his office.
Well, have you been there before?
You will see them line up.
So it's more or less like nothing can be done.
Scratch your back.
That's what it is.
Nothing can be done.
Something can be done.
Until we have somebody who has the political will and has Ghana at heart to deal genuinely with the issue of sanitation and to ensure that there is value for money, we will continue to be here.
Okay, Nana, let me go into the newspapers. This is not our main topic, though. This was by the way.
Wait, now where are you meant to be crossing the goods? No.
By the way, it's only my main topic.
You do know the amount of monies we are talking about here, Rosalind?
I think we'll have to pick this as a main topic one of these days.
The amount of monies that is going down the drain, that somebody is able to live a life being a sanitation worker, a cleaner. But in our home country, the person is not able to buy food for the week with how much is being given.
Cleaner, I've done
even their working gears. And I'm kind of referencing working gears. The
overalls,
the overalls, and the gloves, and whatever they used to cover. Even that they don't provide.
But have you seen them even covering their mouth before?
You are talking about fumigation. They go to clean. When you finish, drive this way as though you are going to use the road that leads to Pig Farm. They would bring the refuse from the gutters, dump it by the roadside,
and go away.
And per the rules. Whilst the person is picking up, there's supposed to be a truck that is carrying the rubbish away. And they will leave it there. And the following day, it goes back in there. So I don't know if there's...
That's why I talked about the monopoly.
I think that Ahmed has a very... He would have to stamp his feet now.
Who is Ahmed?
Current minister.
The current minister.
That's where I want to come. That's the problem that we have.
Yeah.
We have the Ministry of Sanitation, and then we have the Ministry of Local Government. The Ministry of Local Government have oversight responsibility over the MNDCs. But what's the work of the Ministry of Sanitation? So he goes here and he goes. Just as I said, Ministry of Sanitation will do everything that you wanted to do. But at the end of the day, the buck stops at the Ministry of Local Government because he deals directly with the MNDCs. And that's where most of the time, Ministry of Sanitation ministers have issues with the MNDCs. The Minister for Local Government, because they give the directive to them. Because the MNDCs, they will report to the Minister for Local Government. They don't report to the Minister for Sanitation. So even if you have any plans at the end of the day, it will come to the assemblies. And when it comes to the assemblies and there are issues, they will not come and report to you, the Minister for Sanitation. They will go to their boss. So if you don't have the two ministers working hand in hand, it will be extremely difficult. And sometimes, you know, this is our politics, power play. Everybody wants to do something to say, yes, I'm the one I was able to do it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the question that we need to find ourselves is the solution that we want. It's not about the, how do you call it, name that
I did this and I did that and all of that.
And
honestly, there is a need to decentralize the sanitation system.
Currently, as I'm speaking with you,
they need to decentralize.
You know, Beima, the graphic code, they are doing the setting from Modo. The sans is still there. All the sitting that they have done. So if it rains heavily, it goes back. So what's the end result?
All right, Benjamin, you want to say something too?
I think like they say, they've said, I more than agree with it. I think that this is a challenge that Ahmed will have to look at. I have known Ahmed to be somebody that is a go-getter. he has indicated that he's going to have several engagements with Zoomlion. I know he's doing that. I know the parliamentary committee that is also responsible for sanitation is also doing something. I think that these are genuine concerns that Zoomlion will have to take into control. Most often, they are quick in criticizing what Manasseh says. But Manasseh is always saying the truth. Unfortunately, like my good friend said, it looks like they have a good PR company. Immediately the story comes down, they weather it down. I think that we all
media houses.
Yes, so I think we have to look at it. I have asked people that, considering the fact that we say Zoomlion is very well-to-do, the owner is very well-to-do, how does it feel when these women, old women, cleaning the streets are not paid for months? I think that it should be something that he should frown upon. And if he's not doing it, I think that central government must now ensure. I believe that with the way that businesses have been asked to come on board, let people come through with sanitation companies as well. Then Zoomlion will have...
There are sanitation companies. There are sanitation
you let me go into my newspaper.
They have only been refused to give him the opportunity to work.
Yeah. Right,
that is what I'm saying. That
let me do
the MPs line up there.
Gentlemen.
The MPs line up there.
It's not only Zoomlion. There are some portions that...
we get it.
So let me quickly finish off with my newspaper.
Don't accuse the MPs.
I've not accused them.
Let me finish my newspaper, please. I'll do the Daily Democrat newspaper next. The Daily Democrat, Ibuakwa South MP partners with U.S. missionaries to tackle socio-economic challenges in his constituency. Ghanaians demand restoration of Kenuforiate's wanted status. Really? Are they demanding for that? Anyway, President Mahama launches Tree for Life initiative. Amaman chief accuses Greater Accra police boss of orchestrating attack on his people over disputed land, and Family Health University and Family Health Hospital mark World Oral Health Day with school children. Why are you looking at my face when I said that? The next newspaper is the Guardian Publisher newspaper. Oil cartels chasing after SML Garda. Angry fire officers tell minister to behave. And yes, this was also trending. One of the things we'll talk about, I don't know why they told the minister to behave though, but you will go into it. The Ghanaian Times newspaper is my final newspaper. The Ghanaian Times. Western Region Chiefs declare support for Dr. Orbin to drive Petroleum Hub project. Tree for Life initiative. I'm praying that Western Region will be back on its feet with regards to petroleum.
Yeah.
I was in the Western Region about a month ago, and I must say, I was sad.
It's gone.
How Western Region has deteriorated so much. You won't believe that the Western Region, probably like 10 years ago is the same Western Region.
You went to visit your in-laws?
No, I went for a program. Multimedia, we had a program for Valentine's Day, and we're hosted by Best Western Atlantic. It's now called a Western Serene Atlantic Hotel. I was sad. I was very sad. So I'm happy that, the Petroleum Hub project is going there, and I hope that, it will bring back the life in the Western region. A government releases 262.2 million Ghana cedis for LEAP beneficiaries, and March 31st, April 1st, declared statutory public holidays. Unfortunately for me, I don't enjoy holidays at all. Deal for printing industry, 564.6 million Ghana cedis to remain in economy as textbooks will be printed locally. This is coming from the president. This will be all for our stories for this morning. Now let's delve into what happened in Adum. Fortunately, on Friday, we woke up, came to work, as we're doing our news flash. By 6:30, in my ears, I heard that's breaking news. What's the breaking news? Fire has engulfed Adum Market. We spoke with the Ghana Fire Service. They assured that looking at it, how it was, within 24 hours, the fire will be quenched. But unfortunately, fire wasn't quenched. After 24 hours, it went into 48 hours. Finally, by the grace of God, it got quenched. Now, talking about that, out of that, we saw certain videos of the regional minister also there, and he was very upset with the fact that some tankers were there on ground, but unfortunately there was no water in there. People have called for more, things to be done for Ghana National Fire Service because they need to be well equipped. And of course, talking about how to structure our marketplaces because they couldn't reach all places. That is one of the reasons why they couldn't quench the fire within 24 hours. So we want to take a look at that. And then we also take a look at what, NADMO has assured these market women and men that their shops will be given back to them because there are certain people saying that their shops will be taken from them. They will not get back their shops again. But no, they've been assured that the shops will be given to them. And of course, certain amount of monies have also been raised. You can join the conversation. Send your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. But Benjamin, looking at how the fire started, now for us, we started with them. Immediately it started, we crossed over. It was just one building. For one building, everybody will think that looking at that one building, you should be able to quench that fire even in the next 3-4 hours. But it went all the way to 48 hours. People are calling on the government to equip Ghana National Service because it looks like they fall short in certain areas.
I think that let me first start by sympathizing to the market women and the market folks in the Ashanti region that had this problem in Adum. I think that it's unfortunate, this fire outbreak. It's not something that we should politicize. It is something that is a bread and butter issue. I think that in these difficult times, the NDC party stands with the fire victims, and I believe that the call that has come up is for the fire service to be resourced. We believe that they've been under-resourced. I'm sure that what happened is just something that is giving us a look into the future, a look into our fight when it comes to fire outbreaks and all of that. I think that, like you indicated, the fire service are so much under resource, which is a very, very difficult thing. But then it's a hard reality that we need to work on as a people. Because, for example, out of the reports that we are hearing, there is one that is the rift between the fire officers and the regional minister. I think, what does leadership look like? Leadership means that you get down there to the people. And I'm sure that the regional minister just showed leadership in whatever was happening there. The regional minister asked simple questions. Like you said, there are 5 tankers there, there's no water. And you drove all of it to the market. Why did you drive when you know that you don't have market? So you could hear the regional minister saying, tell me the truth.
Because I kept asking you.
Yes. And so I don't want us to politicize. I think that the other school of thought that believes that the regional minister was being bossy, I think that it's far from the truth. What, as Ghanaians, we are now seeing is proper leadership, because the minister was not sitting at the comfort of his home, asking other people to go and work at it. He was there. He led efforts in ensuring that the fire was put out. And he has continued from that tangent by making sure that there are people that are now coming on board to support or to help the victims. I'm happy that NADMO has come up with a statement to say that the false narrative that is out there that people's markets will be taken away from them. I think that it's unfortunate that we put politics into these things. These market women are not only people belonging to the MPP, some belong to the NDC. So this is a national issue that we all need to look at holistically. I think that also looking at the importance and severity of the situation, you saw President Mahama himself going there to visit. And that should not be underplayed, because this is a president that has a regional minister that was doing everything, but he chose to go there. Just recently, we saw a president who indicated that because some people didn't vote for him, he was not going to them. He was not going to sympathize with them. We've grown out of that. We've now seen proper leadership. We've now seen a leader that have the people at heart. And Honorable, honestly, I think that we should applaud President Mahama for this grand gesture. Leadership is what has been restored. And I can tell you that with the directive that the president has given to the chief of staff, in the coming days, weeks and months, we'll see how resourced the fire service will be.
Right. Honorable.
Rosaline, My brother started on a very good note by even saying we should not
Politicize it.
and it end up bringing politics into it. But I don't want to go there because you are in Lent. But to get to a point, I will inject.
Over.
Let me also take this opportunity to sympathize with the people of Adum markets. In fact, I was in the morning, if I'm not coming here, I watch you. That's why most of the times you see me sending you messages.
Yeah.
I watch you, and then later tune to one of your sister stations. So after you were doing the text messages, then I tuned into that station. And then I saw they were having a conversation with their reporters over the situation. So later, I thought that it was just 1 or 2 shops. But getting into around 7:30, realized that it's becoming worse. I sympathize with the people and also pray. And in fact, I was told that I heard, but I don't know whether later there's any casualty, but I was told that I heard that only 1 person gets injured, not some severe one.
Yeah,
so,
we saw a video footage
so
of
I
that.
thank God that we did not lose any life there. That is very important. But Rosalind, I personally don't agree with the NADMO officers promising the market people that
They'll get their shops
they'll
back?
get their shops back. I don't.
Why?
Reason is that the reason why the fire service did not get access is because people have blocked the road.
Yeah.
So if the only access for you to get to the market has been blocked, what do you expect to happen? So if you go and give them this promise, meaning that you have to go back to the same problem that we are facing. Recently, look at Katamanto. That's another issue. They couldn't get access because where they will pass, people have built there, and even people are even selling at that.
And what even prevents you from, going through because of that?
You see, I think that, and this one also comes back to Ahmed because it's local government.
Under him, yes.
We need to take a critical issues over our markets. Look, with the exception of Kaneshie market, any other market we have in this country, if there's any fire outbreak, it will be the same. Just here at the Baka market, are the same. Access.
That's what Bubulushi did.
Oh, how for that place? That's the World Bank. Access to these market areas is always a problem. And because an assembly member, somebody will go and see an assembly member, because of 500 cedis or thousands that will be given to him, oh, put your container here.
Yeah.
Oh, put this here. Oh, put this here. And that's what creates the problem. And then I said, with the exception of Kaneshie market, because Kaneshie market, they close at 6. At 6, those in the building, they will lock all the shops. True. You won't get access to the market.
It's well structured.
You can't even cook at the market. You don't have cylinders and all those things at the market. And at 6, they will close. Can't we do the same thing to some of our markets that we have today? And looking at the situation that we face, I want to appeal to my people in Ashanti region, especially those that are victims. Look, President John Mahama, Otumfuo, or whoever from any political party cannot give you money that you have lost. Not even one person. Look, the regional minister saying some people have problems 600,000 divided by the people. How much the philanthropist say is going to give them? 10,000. The 10,000 will not do anything. You have lost more than 10,000. So the best way, if NADMO think that, creating access, it will be better for you. Is it not better than you taking 10,000 and then in some months or in the years later, you go back to the same? I saw a video of a gentleman who says that for 21 years he has been there and everything of him
is gone.
Is gone. In fact, when the Katamanto issue happened, there was one guy who said he brought 5 containers, and a day before the fire outbreak, they offload 4 containers. It's gone. Even duty, it's not small. How much the items in it? So for me, I think that NADMO should not give them failed promises or fake promises. Because at the end of the day, if there's the need for us to create access to the market, there should be.
There should be. All right, thank you very much. Nana?
Rosalind,
Rosalind, before Nana comes, I beg you, fire service equipment. My house, majority of my family members, but my auntie used to be Achiano, the chief fire officer. He was the secretary.
Okay.
So most of my uncles and those things, some of them were working at fire service. Okay. So when I grew up, my grandma, after university, then my late grandfather said, "Oh, Anaka, why a fire service?" I said, "I've visited my uncle twice at fire service. Anytime I go there, they are playing draft." So I told him, "Me, I don't like. I want to go and work." And you see, that
was like 20 years ago. So.
Oh, but look,
things have changed.
Fire service. Apart from fire, do you hear from them again? So there's a need for us to bring some renovation at the institution. That apart from, they will say that, oh, there's a fire here, ping, that you go. What else can we do?
Okay.
So that you can be motivated by getting this equipment and all. Look, I saw some of their tracks. I was like,
No, but when you say what else can we do, it's just like the military. You know, aside the fact that they have to be taken, when they go on the assignments, they have administrative work. Some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, and so there are people there who are doctors. Yes, there are doctors in there, there are lawyers in there, there are nurses in there. That one is so they have people who are administrators there. They go to work and they are supposed to work.
I understand perfectly, but I'm saying that going beyond that administrative, there should be other things.
Like what?
I've been heard, there's this lady that is on Facebook. It was talking about fire service. So because the perception people have about fire service.
So what else do you want them to get?
It is not about only creating fire. I'm saying that we should bring some renovations.
Like what?
You go to the market, they do education. But your education, for me, it is not enough. There should be proper education. There should be one. There should also be proper training of their staffs. Because look,
you're saying their staff is not well trained?
Oh, this.
I'll come back to you. Let me let Nana make his points. I'll come back to you so you can jot down those points. It's very important to me. Nana?
Fire disaster. I'll be a bit controversial today, and I would say it wherever I go. That PRO young man who spoke,
Alex,
to the regional minister, I normally do not say this, but this is my personal opinion. He should be interdicted.
He should be interdicted?
He should be questioned.
For what?
And if possible, he should be fired.
Fired?
Yes.
That's a bit too harsh.
See, in times of disaster, you need to manage the emotions of victims. You were talking about casualties. On one of our pages yesterday, somebody posted that he knew somebody whose mother collapsed upon hearing about their shop and died.
Oh.
I don't know how true that is. He put it on, and he's a senior lecturer at the Cape Coast University. I don't think that he will put out the fake information on our page.
Does the mother have a shop there?
Yes, a big shop.
Wow.
One of our graphic designers, the father has a shop there. Now, their shop didn't get burned because it's on the other side, but they have a wholesale on the other side that keeps their goods. Everything got bent. We're talking about millions of Ghana cedis.
way more than they use for the party.
I do not think that Alex has seen that kind of money in his entire life. See, the regional minister had a role to play.
Yeah.
One, he had a role to play as a regional minister. He had a role to play as the chairman of the Security Council. And he had a role to play as a leader with a responsibility to manage a certain situation. How do you go to park a fire tender
With no water.
where people are yelling, people are crying, looking at on to their goods being burnt, and you park a fire tender for hours idle, and you do not think that your leader should question why it is there? We have always seen and heard that fire service drives fire tenders to disaster scenes empty. I have witnessed one before. In fact, quite recently, opposite the Spintex police station, where this Oka Deco is. At about 9 p.m., 10 p.m., there was, on the other side, opposite it, there was this fire thing. The police there started calling fire service. They have an emergency line. I even have it on my phone. They had called them for over 20 minutes. They were not showing up. I called the then the chief fire officer, the one who was just handed over to the woman.
Yeah.
When I had called him, then he called them and instructed them within 5 minutes.
They were there.
They were there.
But 20 minutes, they were not.
I said, my car was parked there for 20 minutes.
Wow.
And you see, the regional minister had a concern. People are seeing their goods being burnt. You have come to park a fire tender. Yes, he does not need to be a fire expert. But you and I go to take a patient to the hospital at the emergency. We are not medical workers, health workers. But we will be screaming at the nurses.
Yeah.
Why? Because at that time, as a victim or a close party to the victim, you have no control over your emotions. All you want to see is work being done. The RM went further, Amakohene went further, to ensure that there were excavators available from nearby district assemblies to clear the way for us to identify. So fire service comes to tell me today that they are now going to do an audit of the various hydrants, the locations of the hydrants in Ghana. Today. So you tell me that you do not know where fire hydrants are.
Well, that's what they are telling you.
Who is responsible for that? Not me, not you. You are fire service. That is your core mandate, to fight fire. Am I right? To deal with issues of disaster. And so you tell me that you do not have officers who are responsible for periodic checking of hydrants, locations, and their functional as whether or not they are functioning. It's so annoying. Recently, when the Kantamanto fire incident happened, then a fire officer had the guts to grant an interview to tell Ghanaians that the fire hydrant they were looking for was in the shop of someone. Inti Ejana Bayano, that is where you are now going to look for the fire hydrants. If they had done these periodic checks earlier, wouldn't they have identified that that hydrant is in somebody's shop? And for that matter, that shop should be broken down?
So in a nutshell, you're trying to say that what Honorable Ebenezer Nartey said is they shouldn't be playing drafts, but they should be looking for the hydrants.
I have always suggested that. I had always suggested that there should be a proper coordination between NADMO and fire service. Fire service is not just for fighting fire.
Yeah.
You understand me? Fire service is not just for fight. They are actually supposed to be dealing with issues of disaster. Fire service should be the first point of call in terms of accident, not the police.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Fire service should be the first point of call in terms of a collapse of a building whatsoever. They do not only go to scenes with the fire tender, but go there with other equipment to be able to rescue lives and save property.
But what's the responsibility of Ghana Fire Service?
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's what it is.
This is what
Or
this
you're
is
talking
what is
about the
supposed to be their
international
responsibility.
ones.
No, this is what is supposed to be their responsibility. But they have limited themselves to the issues of fire.
Okay. All right, Benjamin, let
All right.
me... Yeah.
And oh, I mean, because
What time has one? What has I been 10 minutes?
Because I've been a former opposition leader.
Why is 10 minutes?
Okay, you say, oh yeah.
You see,
I'll give you 1 minute.
but I'm just wrapping up.
Yeah.
What is happening is a clear indication of a structural failure. And Madam Sapon, my namesake, has a responsibility. We can give a free consultation on this. I'm not a fire expert, but at least for the purposes of this, we have disaster management experts in town. She can engage them. Let them restructure the whole of Ghana Fire Service. Fire Service should have back-to-back training sessions. Back-to-back training sessions.
Like what Honorable Ebenezer Nartey said.
That's what he's saying. Back-to-back. They should be in our markets because you know what? When we're doing the campaign, we had visited most of the major markets. And we had proposed that there should be a redesigning or re-engineering of our market centers to give them modern markets, just like we have in Kaneshi. Because even insurance companies are refusing to insure these shops.
Yeah.
Why? Because the probability of having the place being burnt is high. The risk is too high for them to insure. So we should have a restructuring of our market centers, give them modern. But until then, how are we able to handle what we have available?
Okay. So you can actually send your messages to us. If we have some messages, please project the messages and so that we can go into the messages. Send it to us on 055-1575-757-055-1575-757. And Benjamin, I mean, with this, your party is in power, so you have a lot of work to do.
Of course.
And talking about this, you know, even when the Cantonmantle fire happened, you had just taken over, although you hadn't been sworn in. We are seeing too many fire outbreaks. Now there's a new boss, and I don't know what's going to happen with regards to the Ghana National Fire Service.
I think that, like my seniors have indicated, they should be resourced, properly resourced. Fire service shouldn't be only limited at quenching fires like we've all agreed. I think that what they need to do is what we've stated here on this program.
Right.
I'm sure that we are a new government, but would ensure that we get the resources and ensure that they get what is supposed to help them in delivering what their core mandates are. And I'm sure that with the president's call on the chief of staff to ensure that things are done properly, I'm sure that in the days to come, we should be able to resource them so that these things don't become, it's becoming too
rampant, right?
Too rampant.
I think that, you know, maybe the fire service should liaise with, you know, what you call it, not people in the service. What's the right word for them? There's a word.
Which one?
People that are not into the fire service.
Into service.
Okay.
What's it called? Private practices.
Yes.
You know, or international bodies, where, you know, we have more training sessions with the international bodies, with the private sector, liaise with them, because it looks like what I come and meet is what I do. You know, people go through the ranks, and that's how they've been trained.
Exactly.
And so to change things will not be easy now.
No, we see, we end up recruiting party boys and girls.
Nana, it's not just that. See,
you understand?
You know? Do you know that? Do you know that?
It starts from somewhere.
No, but Nana, do you know that
from somewhere.
Something can corrupt something? So you can actually have a very good seed. If you put that good seed in rotten seeds, that good seed will get rotten.
Exactly.
And so they have gone through the system. Probably they've gone through all that rot. Somebody went in there, very vibrant, very active. I want to change the face. Got there and realized, oh, I had the They get to the top, and it's the same thing.
No, I agree with you. I mean, that is what will give the PR gentleman this opportunity to say what he's saying. When somebody is making suggestions to you, and you're so full of yourself.
I think he doesn't understand what leaders...
Yeah.
Just as you rightly said, sometimes when I hear people, just as Nana have said, we have given jobs to the party boys. We have given jobs to the party boys. I sense something not to understand. What do you mean by party boys? What do you mean by party girls? Are they not Ghanaians? So if the person has been employed, and just as you rightly said, if I want to be an assemblyman, I have a vision of being an assemblyman. I have an aim of being an assemblyman. But when you get the opportunity and you get to the assembly, and what you are willing to do in your community is not forthcoming, what will you do?
You become one of them.
No, I agree to the party boys, but
and all those
it should not be misconstrued. You see, we have party people who are recruited into various agencies and they work and they perform. And we have party boys who are recruited when they know they are not even qualified for it.
Yeah.
And they go there because they know somebody. And they behave the way they behave because they know somebody.
And you can
so
get
if
somebody
honorable,
hold on.
Let
All right.
me land.
Okay, you let me read some messages though. I'll come back
messages
to you.
there.
I'll come back to you. My messages are very important to me. Good morning to everyone. How long can we continue to experience fire outbreak in Ghana, especially markets? Government must train traders how to deal with fire outbreak. The current fire outbreak in the Ashanti region was total embarrassment. I urge His Excellency John Mahama should sack directors in every institution. Some directors are sabotaging NDC government. I salute Honorable Kwame Agboja and Honorable James Guno. Abochi Philip from Keta. Abochi, are you sure that is a sabotage? This is quite surprising. Good morning, Roslyn. Awuja Delali from Brekum. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. It's only through unity and collaboration that we can truly unlock the potential of Ghana and ensure that our beloved country reaches its full potential. Let's come together as one people with a common destiny and work towards a future where Ghana can truly thrive and prosper. Aaron Bebako Kokomisa. Thank you so much, Aaron. Good morning, Joy Prime. We thank God for that. We thank God that the president has changed his mind and made U-turn on teacher trainee and nursing trainee allowances, which he first said he would scrap. No, I don't think he said he will scrap. Please, let's get our facts right. I beg you. However, he is going to succeed in the fight against Galamsey when he promised freeing Galamseyers arrested by the previous government. Is he going to make U-turn on this one too, now that the reality dawns on him? His hands are tied because of his promises to Galamseyers and his supporters are involved in the menace. Let's be mindful of what we say during campaign seasons. Emmanuel M.E.K. Gonyu from Kweji in Ho West District. Good morning, madam. I want to ask Afenyo Mark. Is Afenyo Mark the only MPP person? I don't know this question. I don't know who you're asking, though. Dachi watching from Jumako Asasan. Good morning, Your Majesty Obahima Ya Bedua Roslyn. Thank you so much. Wow, what's a name? I love it. This is your lovely queen name this morning. Ghana as a country has a big problem. Is it that we can't afford the equipment for the fire service, or it's selfish on the part of our leaders? I suggest the fire service in Ghana should be rebranded and well equipped, because what just happened and the speech from the PRO is unprofessional. Moreover, the slum at our marketplaces are too much. Let's build the nation together. Are we going to see more, well-structured, markets? Because we know that Kumasi Market was built. Are we going to see a restructuring of a lot of markets?
It's something that we cannot run away from. And that's what Honorable is saying, that, look, structure the thing well. so that when there's any other outbreak, you are able to be there on time and get things resolved immediately. I think that going forward, the new fire officer that is in charge, she has a lot of work.
She has a lot of work. And the PRO, I don't know what's going to happen. Today is Monday. It happened on Friday evening. Today is Monday.
But he has apologized.
He has apologized?
He has apologized. And I think that...
You can't, you will be said, Obi fum kuma, you fum unja. What you say? I mean to me kind of bro for myself. Now, it's now why the biano be fum kum, the biano do fum kum. I was saying fum unja. What you say? See, the point is this. The point is this. Why is it that a military man, they would say obey
before complain.
A police would say same. But we cannot say same about some of the other agencies. Your chairman of the Security Council,
which is the regional minister,
gives an order.
Yeah. And you challenge.
You were not at the scene.
Yeah.
He's in Accra.
You are in Accra. And you are giving a reply. Based on what? What facts?
Okay, I continue with my messages. Madam Host, good morning. It's unfortunate that when NDC is in power, almost every region will experience fire outbreaks. Mostly it happened at the Market Square. NDC fire contender from Mr. Amofa Adansi Akro from Good Morning, Joy Prime. The unfortunate incident happened at Adum Market was very sad. We pray to the Almighty Allah to help the affected traders. The NDC man in your studio today, say we shouldn't politicize it, but ended up doing same. You should know that the fire was caused by power fluctuations. So Adum, so thank you. So we are still waiting on the report from the Ghana National Fire Service. So as of now, we cannot say that it's due to power fluctuations. No, until then. Until the report comes out.
Have you received the reports?
Let us focus on how to advocate.
It's not going to come in. The report will come. Good morning, Roslyn, and to Honorable Pamela Sridako Mensah. I'm Rich from Presby Quarters Tadi. The Ashanti Regional Minister wanted public praises, but went wrong for him because he was updated about the conditions of the fire service months ago before the disaster. Fire officers risked their lives quenching out fire, but instead of him to motivate them, he ended up demotivating them. Fire tenders are stationed at fire points to receive water to quench fires. Our supervision at the various markets are very poor. The GNF is one of the under-resourced services in Ghana. The budget for Ashanti region is more than the budget allocated to the whole Ghana National Fire Service, and we expect them to quench out fire within 3 hours. Okay, so the resources is one thing, but then, you know, it was more of communication. That's where the problem was. Al-Hassan Sise from Zenu Central says, good morning to everyone. The Ashanti Regional Minister has every right to be angry at the firefighters. This fire service man are used to that they always run to fire disaster scenes without water. If I may ask, why so many fires in the Ashanti region? Okay, it's something that probably we'll all have to investigate one day. Adum Kumasi Fire, we take serious issues for granted. Basically, the way we build shop to close driveways when there is fire, also illegal, poor, congested writing in the market. We are careless. When something happened, we blame people. Sorry, are we not? Oh. Well, both read it. All right, so I'm struggling to read this one. I beg you, eh? Okay, good morning, Rose Flower. Let's all fast and pray for the traders who lost their properties through the fire outbreak at Adum, for God to make a way for them, because Africa, dear, everything is nyami. I pray no sedinata may close surfaces in this situation again. The government should do its best to support the traders. Amino in Sawom. Greetings, Roslyn. Mahama and his administration must stop their lamentations and work for the country to grow. The blame game of Akufo-Addo's government is over. President Mahama should allocate funds for the victims who are affected by the Adum fire outbreak, as he allocated 500 million Ghana cedis to the Akosombo water spillage victims and the tidal waves victims. In any case, if the previous government has decided to purchase high-rise water hydrants, the opposition then, which was NDC, some manipulated media stations and personnel would have told the government that we are hungry, as they deliberately did to the National Cathedral. Nana Nana, so you wanted the cathedral to be built? Wow. Okay. Good morning, Madam Host. Please should open their eye and make sure whoever house Richard Japa will enter with his team will make sure they will escape. Why should you go around robbing people? Hand ring. Some of your English, I struggle. So please, if I am not able to read it, pardon me, okay? Musa Abatwa from Masawasi says that the authorities must rebuild Kumasi Market according to legal regulations, preventing unauthorized structures. The recent fire near Kejetia, which took over 24 hours to control due to restricted access, highlights a need for better planning and fire safety measures. My sympathies go out to those affected, but safety and proper infrastructure must be prioritized. Additionally, I call for stiffer punishment for the Ashanti Region Fire Service PRO for disrespecting the Ashanti Regional Minister, who was right to question the fire service delayed response due to the lack of fire hydrants. Accountability is crucial to maintaining public. Okay. Good morning to you all. Fire service is doing all that is in its mandate, even being under-resourced, according to Act 537 of 1997, Section 4. Please, what is the individual doing to heighten their role in prevention? Are our traders being fire safety conscious? Please, fire safety is a shared responsibility. If fire service plays its role and the general public does not prioritize fire safety, these fires will not stop, and neither will the public appreciate Ghana National Fire Service even being well-resourced. Peace from Fiji. I'll read just one more comment, and we go to the next conversation. Some of these fire officers hide behind lack of logistics and exhibit sheer incompetence. Traders must take responsibility for their own safety and goods. All right, so I'll come back to the messages. Just keep your messages coming in because we are not done. We want to take a look into the Galamsey sector, where the president has said that once in governance, you cannot do anything with regards to mining. This is to curb Galamsey. Now, latter part of last year, just before elections, Ghanaians were not too happy with how our water bodies had been deployed. Reason being that we had heard from the water company, and they had told us that if care is not taken, we might have to import drinking water. People got upset, people were angry, people were sad, people took to the streets and called on the government to do something. It was election year, so what happened was that both political parties campaigned and made us know that they were going to fight Galamsey. The NDC, now in power, is trying to fight Galamsey, and one of the measures is to prevent every single person who is in governance from going into mining, whether illegal or legal. You are prevented. Do you think this can fight Galamsey? Benjamin?
I think that President Mahama, from being in opposition till this day, has maintained what we all know. President Mahama has indicated that Galamsey doesn't need to be glorified. As a country, we stand to lose a lot if we don't stamp foot on this illegal mining called Galamsey. I think that the president has also indicated his zeal to forestall these incidents that we have when it comes to Galamsey. I've read that out of the 9 reserves, forest reserves that there's mining in, 7 have been taken back. I've heard Erasmus continue to say that, look, the other 2 that are there, government should move quickly and solve it. Look.
But yesterday you heard of the sad news, right? Yes. Where some officers of the Forestry Commission were attacked by some Galamseyers.
Exactly. But I can assure you that just like President Mahama has indicated, the sector ministers that are responsible to ensure that the directive that he gives in terms of fighting Galamsey are doing everything possible to ensure that this menace doesn't fester any longer. One thing is clear, I have stated it on countless occasions, that we shouldn't do politics with this whole Galamsey stuff. Because at the end of the day, when our resources are depleted, when our water bodies are polluted, it doesn't affect NDC, it doesn't affect MPP. when we were going into the election, Rosalind, like you indicated, we saw one party that had a zeal to keep down on the siege of Galamsey. And we saw another party that indicated that party Hiska, and they didn't care about the menace.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, they were fighting it?
Yes, if they were fighting it, how many licenses, after everything that we said about illegal mining, how many licenses were approved before they left office? That showed lack of commitment to the fight against Galamsey. You cannot run away from it. The NDC is now in power. Thank God the culture of silence and impunity is gone. So everybody will talk against President Mahama. And President Mahama has indicated that he's not going to gag the media. He's not going to tell Ghanaians not to demand accountability from the NDC as a party. Look, Rosalind, I can assure you that in the days to come, this menace of Galamsey, we would have won the battle, not fully, but ensure that we are getting to where President Mahama indicated that we should get to. Galamsey will not be appealing to anybody to enter into. Galamsey, I'm happy. There's a video circulating where the indigents of a particular area went to these Chinese, took videos and told them that go back to your country you are. So the education has gone far. We've all come together to fight the menace. And we would win the battle against illegal mining called Galamsey. We are not saying that companies that are registered properly to do proper mining. There's a difference between having a mining license to do proper mining and being a Galamsey.
And that's what brings me to the people in governance.
Yes.
I mean, most of them will do proper mining. So why prevent them? It's also a source of income.
No. You have to lead by example. You can't be in government serving the people and go into this kind of venture. President Mahama indicated it even before now, that nobody in his administration should be seen in anything illegal mining or even mining, because at the end of the day, there are conflicts of interest here and there. We don't want to encourage that as a party in the NDC. I've stated that if NDC people are engaged in mining, they should be arrested. They should be treated like any other person, because you can't be in NDC and be involved in mining and think that your government is in power so you can destroy the environment for your personal gain. I think that the era of you or anybody thinking about their parochial interests, those era is gone. And I can assure you that we will win the fight collectively and will ensure that we restore our water bodies and our forest reserve to the best condition that will give the future generation something to be proud of.
Right. Eben,
Rosalind.
you think President Mahama is, taking a right step?
Rosalind, before I come to President Mahama and the Galamsey, let me read something from Royal Paper Bianca.
Yeah, sure.
The publisher.
The publisher.
Yeah. That is a response by the PRO
Of the Ghana Fire Service.
of Ghana Fire Service, which my brother, who happened to have a sister at Fire Service, now the Chief Fire Officer, that's the sister, Sapon.
They have the same.
I love that.
Likely, I also have a brother at Fire Service,
Right.
who happens to be the PRO.
Okay.
He's also Kinati.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is his response.
Yeah.
It is very unfortunate when the regional minister pretend that he doesn't know our logistical problems or challenges. He was aware of the challenges we had on the ground. He had promised health moving equipment since morning, but it arrived in the evening. This is the PRO responding to the allegations or things that the minister was saying on air.
Honorable,
No, it
can you go
wasn't-
back to what you just read?
No.
No, you
He
said they
said-
had ordered something in the morning and then
He said the regional minister promised
Yes.
to bring health equipment, but he bought it in the evening. Since morning, he bought it in the evening. You are accused, and he said that you know the challenges that they have, the logistical challenges that they have. The regional minister knows about it. So why are you accusing them of
He did. But did you see the video?
Did you?
I'm reading. I'm not seeing the.
What is this?
I am reading from the paper.
Okay.
Please, don't you have the video? Do you have the video?
There's a video.
Please, just
don't
play.
go through this angle because
There's a video.
A fire tender. Please, Eben, no, don't do this. I will let you read. I will let you
No,
read.
I said.
What are you talking about?
When you were talking.
can we see the video?
No, Rosie,
please.
No.
Let's take a
This is
look
not
at this
political.
first video. Wait,
When you were talking,
Honorable, I know you're going
You won't do this mischief here. You won't do this mischief.
Why did you give me the paper?
Let's take a look at
Let's listen to
what he said.
Let's listen. Let us listen.
I want to go by the
You
paper.
can't go by this. Listen, this is a video.
I will listen.
You will go, you will listen to it.
Can we have the sound?
Give me one paper.
Can we have the sound?
this,
Gentlemen,
There is selective
can we
now
have
here.
the sound? Please, sound.
Excuses the also. This is a performance. One, two, three, four, five. NADMO, Mr. Friend, no make my end. How can I pay now? How do you? They will be back. What the mission to do? Everybody, no matter back down. I'm on clear road. That fire for no and problem with the don't want. Excuses the also. This is a performance. One, two, three, four, five. NADMO, Mr. Friend, no make my end. How can I pay now? How do you? They will be back. What the mission to do? Everybody, no matter back down. I'm on clear road. That fire for no and problem with the don't want. Excuses the also.
The studio, and this is what the Ashanti Region.
Personally, I didn't say anything what he said. Let me come back to my
wait.
Then he said that, no.
Wait. I'll let you make your point.
There is no
relax.
access to water.
Honorable.
Ghana water has not been flowing, and we have no read, and we have to rely on the contractor working in the area for water.
Honorable.
So how do you accuse
So the regional minister should go and carry water for him?
No, so why do you accuse the person?
Honorable.
As a fire officer,
accuse the
you
person
do
that
not
because
know
of what
where to get emergency water?
No, what do you expect me to do?
Wait, relax. So let's be fair.
Okay, I'm the interior minister.
Hold on.
Debbie.
Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on. I'm just saying. So this is what happened. The regional minister said to them that the cars are empty without water.
Yes.
Don't leave them because they have blocked the road. If they are empty, move them.
The cars have blocked the road.
Yes, so that we'll have the cars with the water be able to reach those places and quench the fire.
Which car is bringing the water?
The tenders, there were some there.
Man said there were others that had water.
About 3 tenders there that had no water, and they were parked there. And he said, "Why are they parked there?
Yes.
If there's no water in your tenders, move the
Is that what he
tenders."
said?
Yes. Then you didn't listen.
And the other part,
listen.
the beginning,
Or still put the tenders have ever say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's so neat.
What did I just say?
And then the person is saying, if it's someone that has sure and there is in so anymore, the person is telling you that there's no water because the Ghana water is not flowing, and they have to rely on the contractor to get water.
Okay.
So why do you accuse the person of that there's no water? You can't accuse him.
You relax.
Officer, when he
You relax.
the fire officer.
It doesn't matter where the person
You relax.
That party demoralize all your friends saying all regional commanders and PROs not to speak to. He was speaking from Accra.
Okay.
They get feedback from where they are.
Relax.
Dampare has no over.
I'm saying no, he was asking me that where was he?
All right. Okay. So we are supposed to talk about Galamsey. We are
No, we will talk about Galamsey. We will come back to Galamsey.
I'm finished. Let me come back. No, so if you want to talk about fast fire again, I raised it. Let me talk about my Galamsey. Rosie,
Amen.
Galamsey.
The guy in you is really short today.
Who did this song?
He went to the birthday yesterday.
Who did this song? Who did that? So, but I know
Still boys.
You know you like dancing.
So
You have to see. You have a chili there. You are no. I'm doing this for you.
When we are fighting for interior minister,
I know you have for you the chili there and dancing there. Now when I go for you and you jiggy and I'm a boss.
You see how you are happy talking about
President John Mahama should be serious.
Oh my goodness.
He should be serious.
He is very serious.
And stop this kind of people say this and then you come and polish this and come and say, look, Rosalie, where are the so-called media people? As you rightly said in your open submission on Galamsey, shouting on the top of their voices, calling on everybody that let's come and fight Galamsey and let's do this. Let's do this. Where are they now? Where are the MPs who promise that if John Mahama is elected and swear in on the 7th of January, within a week, he will deal with Galamsey? Where are they now?
Is he not dealing with Galamsey?
No, where are they now? Oh, after, as my brother said, and I quote Nana Yasapo, branch executives being sent to go and swim in the dirty waters. That's what they are fighting Galamsey. At the back of the minister himself, Ama Kofi Boa, go to his constituency and go and look at it. Go to his own constituency.
Not true.
Go to his constituency and go and look at it.
Not true. Honorable. Not true. Not true. Not true.
I'm timing them.
I'm timing them.
Kofi Boa. Many brodo.
No, can you see?
How many biscuits, bro?
Honorable. Honorable. You have just a minute to make your veto. A minute.
We have public service staff and their leaders who claim they are going on strike because of Galamsey. Today, where are they? Now they have gone to Gatabanto and they have bought, how do you call it, super glue. So their mouth has been shut. Today, people who were on campuses shouting that Galamsey, now they have been given an appointment, they are taking 150,000 a month. So they have crossed their legs and they are relaxing, so they have kept quiet. The pastors who were standing in their pulpits and preaching and saying all manner of things against the previous government about Galamsey, today, now they are preaching the death of Christ. Now Galamsey has ended. The hypocrisy will kill us as a country.
So you don't think President Mahama is doing anything?
Look, your own colleague here, multimedia, said, I think one of the constituencies in the Western, in fact, even the chiefs in that constituency, even killed a sheep and some eggs and then some things, banning the MPs from engaging them, accusing the MP of doing Galamsey. Your own colleague confirmed it, that this is what is happening.
Is this not why we are seeing President Mahama actually say that nobody in government should
find...
Is the MP not a member of the NDC?
But he just said it.
Is the MP not a member of the NDC?
But he just gave it.
When Erasmus say that, look, now when you go to the Galamsey side, it's being managed by NDC constituency officers. You should start from there.
When did he say that?
Go and ask your... That's what I'm saying. Is your own colleague.
I haven't seen it.
So ask him.
He said that. No, but I haven't seen
So you ask him.
But this is something that the newspaper is reporting.
Look,
the newspaper
I am saying
is reporting this.
After what your mama is saying, that if you are in his government, you want to do mining, blah, 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 blah. It's eye service. He's just saying something for saying sake. And that's what he's been doing since he was campaigning. When he sees somebody fighting with a wife, he said, when I become president, I'll make sure that no man will be fighting with his wife. That's what, and he's still doing it. That's what I'm saying, that he should be serious. And he should know that he's not campaigning again, but rather he's in the seat.
So this directive is not good enough?
Oh, wait. Even now with the Kosesia, you see them at the mining site. But if ministers are not doing it, if I have a company, and I have a company, it's not the company that's being managed by me, but it's mine. So if you go to Register General and my name is not there, and my brother's name is there, who is doing it?
All right.
So if you come and do this kind of eye service, and my minister, like, recently he said, we are cutting down, nobody should travel by first class. Meanwhile, there's nobody apart from the foreign minister who travel by first class. Any other minister doesn't travel by first class. So it's like, you see, he should be serious. Oh.
Okay, let me go.
Because this is his last term. And he needs to prove to Ghanaians that, yes, he's a changed person. And likely for him, he's a Christian. Muslims will be ending their fasting this Sunday. Christians will be ending our Lent on the 19th. So we are in the holy month. So you should be serious and repent and be saved.
Okay. Nana.
For the wages of sin is death.
Yes.
And the gift of God is eternal life.
Amen. Go to your infant, John.
When I hear...
Honorable, please let let Nana make his point, I beg you.
I know him. The last time he went to church like 3 years ago.
Let him make his point. He always comes with anointing oil on his forehead.
Really?
I notice it all the time, don't worry.
Is he a
so you make your point. Make your point.
I didn't see that one coming. I'm a Christian.
What church?
You don't have to tell him.
I do Prayer Palace.
Where is Black?
With Prophet Emmanuel J.
Please make your point.
Yes. And you are invited.
Okay.
So that
I'll go to Roslyn Place first. At that place, there's so much traffic. That's why I don't like going to a
So you see, Rosalind, Honorable ended on a note of hypocrisy. And I think the politicians in the two political parties has been very hypocritical about the fight of Galamsey. And that is because most of their political activities are being financed by these Galamseyers. The Minister for Lands took a very good step by withdrawing the licenses of small-scale miners. But Rosalind, you know what he did? What he did was to have withdrawn the licenses that were issued from 7th December 2024 till the end of the transition. But they are not those that cause the trouble. They are a contributing factor. Yeah. And we had proposed that there should be a 1-year ban on all small-scale mining activities. And all licenses for the past 10 years should all be withdrawn. And the proper audit of these licenses and the process within which they were acquired. Rosalind, the Galamsey is not done by people who do not have licenses. It is done by those who have the licenses. When they are given a license to do small-scale mining, it comes with the size of the land, because you do the application with the land site plan of the concession. And so a small-scale license is issued on a certain size, 24 to 34 acre land. All right? They are able to do it within days. And so they hold one license and they move from one site to the other. From one side to the other. And the methods which they use in doing the mining is what makes it the Galamsey. And, Rosalind, the fact be told and the truth be told, these Galamseyers do not have the money to buy the equipment and the chemicals that are being used. There are some people who are behind them. The president has made a very good call. Let politicians not be involved. Those in government do not be involved. We have heard this before. We had a president who said that if you want to make money, don't in my government, go into the private sector. Am I right? At the end of the day, what happened? As Honorable is saying, we have individuals who own companies but are not even members of the companies. By me saying members of the companies, when you go to Registrar General, their names are not even there as the owners of the companies. But at the end of the day, the companies are theirs. They run businesses like that. You understand? So what we are talking about is that they should deal with the menace if indeed they want to deal with it. We have stated that the areas which they do the galamsey should be declared a security zone. And any activity or human movement in those areas should be shut down. We need to be aggressive if indeed we want to deal or eliminate galamsey from our system. Once we do that, then we look for avenues to create attractive entrepreneurial jobs in those areas and give them proper public education. One, on the effects of galamsey. Two, on the fact that the illegal activities and job they are doing that is giving them so much money, you cannot get that much money when you are doing a genuine job. And so their expectations should be managed. You understand me? We should create that environment. We should create that environment. If we do not make it unattractive and we want to go by how we are going by, then it's not going to work. You have come to launch this water guards, 400 of them or so. Beautiful, excellent.
But do you think it's feasible?
Hold on. If they are acting as watchdogs, good. If they are acting as community engagement agents, all right, that is excellent. But the level at which the fight has gotten to, these unarmed young men and women cannot go and fight galamsey. It's a beautiful concept, but the timing and the period of intervention is wrong.
Okay. Which time would have been better?
Before we got here and after we have been able to eliminate it.
Before we got here?
Yes, where we have gotten to is the war proper.
Okay.
You don't take an unarmed person to a war front. He'll be killed. If the minister was able to stand before Parliament...
What are they supposed to do?
If the minister was able to stand before Parliament...
That's all they are supposed to do.
And said that the weapons these galamseyers are using are more sophisticated than the ones that we have provided for our security services. What would these people do?
All right.
You understand me? So if we want to really deal with the issue of galamsey, let us deal with the issue of galamsey. Right?
A minute more.
Lukewarm attitude. You understand? Let us be honest in our dealings. As for the
But do you think this is a step in the right direction?
No, it's a good call.
It's a good call. Okay.
But the point is that unless it goes beyond the paper, it can't work. Okay. Because we have, and that's what I stated, we have people who own companies but are not members of the companies.
All right.
They are not members of the companies. They are not shareholders of the companies.
Yes.
We actually have people who stand behind companies as financiers, but yet their names cannot be found on the activities of those companies.
Okay. So it's a good call. However, it has to be dealt well.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Erastus Asare Donko on a line, and we are going to speak to him right now. Good morning, Erastus.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Jehovah is looking up on me.
We thank God for that. So, Erastus, we want to know the current state of galamsey as of now, because last year everybody was talking about it. This year, it seems like people are not really talking about it, and we are also seeing the government saying that they are taking certain measures to curb it. What's the current state of it now?
Well, before I go on, let me say the gentleman in your studio captures the situation on the ground so well. Currently, as we speak, I've been sued by one of such companies.
You've been sued?
There is this foreigner.
Okay.
Whose name is not found on any document at the Registrar General, but is linked to a number of these reserves that has been destroyed. And I think with time when we go to court to prove to him that he has dealings with these companies. So a number of them, their names are not found, but they are the real owners of these companies. Now let me move on to your substantive question. You see, now I think we are moving to the militant state. If you saw what happened yesterday, we've been trying to warn that is where we are headed for. In fact, in many of the reserves that are under siege, we have armed, let me call them military, because you see the way they are best. Yesterday, we gave you pictures of some of them hide the bushes, and I'm in a rapid response team mandated to protect the forest. And not just threaten them, they are ready to shoot and kill. To the extent that they fired at one of the guards, but God being so good, the gun did not go off. And when he saw that, he used the machete to launch at the knee of the man. And the cut is so deep that it has affected the bone, almost severed the leg. So that is where we are headed towards now. Militants, the people now know that what we are doing is illegal. We are storming the forest illegally. We are going to mine and we are prepared. We are armed. We have all the guns and ammunition we need. We have machetes and others. We are ready. Even a government protected agency comes in, we are ready to kill to maintain our position. And that is where we are headed towards. And it's not good for our country. Seriously, now, the other bit is that they are now spreading into neighborhoods, communities, settlements, mining almost everywhere. So now all the major towns, Akrokeri, Konongo, Dumase, Wasa Japa, Wasa Trenchuna, Wasa Kopong, mining within the town itself.
And
so
these people,
to get hold of this.
Yeah, Erastus, these people, are they being backed by people who are in authority, or these are individuals who have decided to do this?
Some are individuals, some are those who are backed by politicians. But in all, you find that there is either a chief, a strong businessman, a politically exposed person, or somebody in government who is backing them. Because you see, to be able to break the law with impunity, you must have somebody who is strong behind you, so that in case there is a backlash, he is the one who will bail you out. And so normally these people do not own the site, but they take their cut every month. Whatever they make from the illegal franchise, they get their cut at the end of every month. And that's how the system works.
This is quite disturbing to hear this morning, I must say. And do you think that the president is saying that anybody in governance should not be in the mining sector is a right call, or there's more that he has to do? This is just gimmicks, like some people say.
In fact, I am happy that the president said that, so that we can hold him to it.
Okay.
I am happy he said that. That's a bold statement, but it should be backed by action. Currently, there are party people at the grassroots, the forest, backing armed militants to storm the places. Tananya is one example. Boitano is one example. Tano Nimre has been invaded.
And these people that you are mentioning, they are backed by people in governance? Is that what you're saying?
They are backed by politically exposed people.
Wow, okay.
They are backed by people of influential position. That's what I mean.
Wow.
And if you remember, the Tano Anya invasion came up on the ground.
Hello? Oh, wow. Wow. All right. So, I don't know. We don't have enough time to go back to Erastus, but let's round up in the studio. So, Benjamin, you wanted to say something?
Yes.
So, before
so like Erastus has indicated, this is a fight that we all have to fight together as a people. Look, I won't sit here and say that any NDC person or politically exposed person with alignment to the NDC engage in galamsey should be able to do what he or she wants and as they want it. No. If it's an NDC person engaging in this galamsey thing, that person must be brought to book. Because you know what? I have stated categorically on different stations that, look, we came into power on the back of a manifesto. The good people of Ghana bought into that manifesto. We cannot take the people for granted. We can't. Because you see, what happens then is that all of us, the people who believe that the NDC will be made or will be able to fight this galamsey menace, will become a laughing stock. And not only a laughing stock, but I'm looking at the health ramifications for our people. I'm looking at the way we are destroying forest reserves. For what? For one person's gain? For somebody's parochial interest? The country Ghana is bigger than the NDC party. The country Ghana is bigger than any politician in the NDC party. So if you think that NDC is in power, so you would go on and do illegal mining, I think that the president that we have now, it's one president who will not say this and do the other. My friend has said that the president should get serious. President Mahama has shown leadership in this few months that Nana Akufo-Addo did in the 8 years that he was president. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, ex-president, was the one who said that he would put his presidency on the line. What happened? When everybody was complaining about Akunta mines, even before the committee could come up with a result, we had a president saying that Akunta mines were mining legally. So there's a difference between these two leaders. One that says and does, and one that says for the purposes of saying. So I am saying this, and I've said it, and most NDC people have stated it, that look, we cannot lose the fight against galamsey. Impossible. Whatever we need to do to ensure that this galam, and I'm happy, so happy about the way Erastus is going about reporting each and every day.
I'm praying that, you know what, you have to beef up with security.
Of course. But we were in this country when people like Manasseh had to run away from the country.
Yeah.
The era of silence and impunity and then gagging people is gone. We have a president who will not say that you should stand up and greet me, or a president who will not say that, you know what, you can't talk to me. Erastus and co. There was a time I saw that on Erastus' page where he commented and said the fight against galamsey is going well. We still have not got there, but it's better than before.
Right.
And somebody asked him a question. He says, in that era of Nana Addo Dankwa, certain things that the NDC has opened up to him as a journalist were not there.
Please help him.
The party NDC and the government, but unless President Mahama is the commander-in-chief of the Ghanaian Armed Forces, he's our president. Somebody like Erastus will be given all the protection. I'm sure that he would even be one person that the minister will be going to get information.
Resourced and protection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Those era of silence and then you cannot say anything, you cannot do anything, I think that they are long gone with President Mahama in place. What I'm saying is that President Mahama will have to do more in ensuring that the good people of Ghana benefit from what we said about galamsey when we were going to them for them to give us a mandate to rule.
Thank you. Yeah.
President,
Yeah.
you are the president. It is your responsibility to stop galamsey. President Mahama to Akufo-Addo. Then, he's the president. He should stop galamsey. It is his responsibility. Rosalind, you see, all what I was saying, what's the difference between what I said and what Erasmus was saying? Erastus was saying. So I'm being vindicated. I have to buy X for me today.
But you said something about something.
That's what I want. That's where I want you to ask him. Because
no, but the line went off.
Yes, that's what I said. That's why when the light dropped, that's why I said, because that's where he was going. Because he was going to even mention the person's name to you. Rosalind, look. I have been vice chairman of the Committee of Lands and Forestry. I can tell you with all honesty, it will be extremely difficult for these water gas or whatever they are supposed to do. I'm telling you, look, even those working at the Forestry Commission who are forest guards, look, we went to Western Region. Seriously. Look, they cut the guy's leg, shot somebody, in fact, the ball straight. I don't know how they gauge it. You can ask Colin Dowda. He's what, or Suhini. We all remember. Look, we're sad. The guys are really armed. And you send 5 or 6 people to go to the forest as forest guards. Look, a forest will be like from here to somewhere like, how do you call it? East Legon, thereabout. So if somebody is mining around that side and the 4 people are standing at the gates, what are we achieving? I am happy that the minister says that he has revoked the license of 7 out of the 9 forest reserves that we have. I hope so. I think the last time your own colleague was asking that he should give us the 7 that he has revoked their license.
Yeah.
And he did.
For us to monitor. Yeah. But look, just as he's saying, now it is worse. He said it. That now even everywhere is galamsey. I thank God that here in Accra, unless you you have to come and do galamsey in the sea and take the fishes away. If not, like all the 16 regions that we have, because there's, I think with the exception of Greater Accra
and Volta. Yeah.
All other regions is galamsey from the north up to western. Just as my brother rightly said, look, you do politics with it. But me, for the sake of my children and the sake of my grandchildren and for the sake of Ghanaians, I think we all need to put our political colors aside and deal with the situation just as it is.
Right.
Look, those who can stop galamsey,
yeah,
those of us seated here, the politicians, we are part. The media, you are doing it. As your brother, your colleague said, chiefs are doing it. Security, but somebody who is being given 1,000 Ghana cedis, I was just checking fast of their salary. 1,300 a month. Police will take like 1,500, 1,800. Then you go to a mining site. Your colleague, what is his name? Omahine. He said he went to one of the, how do you call it, the galamsey site. And somebody said, which radio should you draw? 30,000 cedis. Within a month, bet me about 200,000.
Anyway.
3,000 a month, then you get 200,000. We got a treasury bill in 3 months.
Anyway, Nana, we'll just have to round up the conversation.
I said earlier, and I still maintain it. Declare security zone, shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill.
Simple. But the people are.
But they shot to kill at Obuasi and everybody was against it.
I'm saying that. Did you hear Erastus? If the guards are being attacked,
Yeah.
and their lives are in danger,
You attack back.
these people are murderers. Wasn't it? Are you sure you can go
Or
to
you attack them?
China or any other country and dig a hole?
Never. Never.
See, that's how we never South Africa. They do mining in South Africa.
Yes, they do.
And they've been able to fight galamsey in South Africa.
Ask him if in South Africa you can go near a concession where they have said that this is a concession. If you can go near it. Ask him if in South Africa you can go near a forest reserve without authorization. And in Ghana here, we had a company having the nerves to write to Minerals Commission to be given permission to go and do exploration at Kakum National Park. And we didn't arrest the MD and the members and the shareholders of the company. A colleague of mine said, how can they arrest shareholders? That company should have been collapsed. The leaders, the managers of that company should have been arrested and put behind bars. to have even thought, having the intent that they want to go and school. And a park that has been reserved for so many years. When we were kids, we used to go there for excursion.
Yeah.
And you wake up one day from the side of your bed with clear mind, no sign of malaria or fever. Then you write, Minerals Commission, I want to go and do exploration. And he's in the comfort of his home, and he's happy. And the Minerals Commission boss too also took pen and paper and wrote to him. Can you do this in any other jurisdiction? And you come and tell me the rule of law. From a lawyer for the human right there. These people are killing thousands of Ghanaians. The water they are destroying. Hey, now when you buy a new white dress and you wash it 3-4 times with the Ghana Water Company, you can't wear it again. And so imagine drinking that kind of water.
Anyway, we are hoping that this fight will definitely be fought well and we can conquer it, because trust me, this is not something that we have to sit down aloof and watch it. It's a killer. It's a killer in every way. And as a country, we are hoping that if there's any rule that comes out, say shoot and kill, Ghanaians will not rise up and say that, oh, this is my loved one, said I was going here and came back and blah, 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 blah. If they say shoot and kill,
but they are killing the gentleman. Let Ghanaians understand that the people are killing
our people.
They know. So I'm saying if there's any law that is passed in Parliament...
But they know, but then they don't speak against
No, if there's any law that is passed in Parliament that they should go ahead and shoot and kill, then they should know that they shoot and kill. I mean, if you go to Dubai, when you steal, they cut off your hand, they cut off your head. So the death penalty is there. If you travel to these Arabic countries with drugs, the death penalty is there. And so if there's going to be anything death, I mean, when it comes to your doorstep, don't say, this is my father, this is my... Once your father did wrong, they did wrong. Anyway, so we'll fight it. So I got a comment coming in from Honorable Timothy. I want him at Abuade. He's watching us this morning. So good morning, Honorable. He says the comments are of the PRO most despicable and irritatingly annoying, hurtful and vexatious. Such unbridled partisan commentary should be condemned by all and sundry. He admitted that he made a desperately distasteful comment about JDM when he was not in fire service. Does it mean he was compensated with employment by the NPP when they won power? Honorable Timothy Sabwadi says so.
I'm still waiting.
And he says that the PRO was not remorseful and emphatic to those who lost cash and property. He was still justifying his shameful and unwanted commentary. His apology is unacceptable. All right. So thank you very much.
When is he receiving his appointment letter? The last week I asked you to ask him when he was here. I know you'll be coming tomorrow.
At the right time. Anyway, so thank you so much, Nana Alsapong, who represented the Movement for Change. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course. I beg you.
Ebenezer Nartey, Honorable Ebenezer Nartey, who represented the NPP, and Mr. Benjamin Kwashi, who represented the NDC. Thank you so much, gentlemen.